So here on my screen, you can see Indecision app, which is a React application I created using components and styles. So at the very top, we see our title and our subtitle, which is basically a header, and then a big purple button that tells you what you should do in the list of options. So if I click it, a random number is generated each time, and then it goes into the index of the options by that random number, and it picks an option. So every single time is different. And this is basically our modal component, which I'll talk about later. I didn't want to have a basic alert, so I created a modal component, which is provided by React as one of the components. So option 4, and then if we click what should I do again, footy, option 2, footy again, you get the idea. So over here we have individual remove buttons, so that I just removed option 5, and we have a remove all button. And right when you remove all, it tells you to add an option when you get started, and the what should I do button is disabled. Now if I want to add basketball again, and then I want to add basketball one more time, it tells me the option already exists. It does a search, and then if it checks if the option exists, and then it tells you it does, and it doesn't let you enter it. But the good thing about this is it doesn't clear the output, and it allows you to add on the end without retyping the whole thing. So if we, and I'm basically running this on a local server. So if we go to my command prompt, this is just run using npm run dev server, and dev server, if we go to my code over here, under package.json is just one of the scripts I set up, which runs Webpack in development mode. So I don't have to keep recompiling the code and saying npm start, npm start, npm start. I can just save and edit at the same exact time, and it makes things a lot faster. So basically our parent file of our application is app.js, and I just render one big component called Indecision app. And inside Indecision app are multiple other event callbacks, and these event callbacks are passed to other components that I render within this big component. So header basically consists of our subtitle, which is put your life in the hands of a computer, and action, it renders action, options, add option, and option modal. So 4 components. So if we go to action, this is basically our button, and it has an on-click handler. So it goes to the props.handlePick. So it just calls the handle pick event callback inside Indecision app, which is this callback over here, which just generates a random number and picks an option from the list based on the random number in its index. So that was action.js, and it's disabled when there are no options at all. Next is our add options, which basically provides our error checking. So if you don't have any options in the list, it tells you to add an option, so on and so forth. And again, it uses one of the event callbacks. Header is very basic. It's just our title and our subtitle. Option is each individual option in the list. Option modal is our is the alert we get, the styled alert we get once we click the what should I do big purple button. And it has multiple arguments, like it closes after 200 milliseconds, for example, or sorry, it pops up after 200 milliseconds, so it's not automatic. There's a bit of animation. Options basically renders our option and does some other functionality, like it has an on-click event handler for deleting all the options, which if we go here is one of the other event callbacks. So handle delete options deletes all the options, and handle delete option deletes one option. And here's our SCSS files, which I imported inside app.js, and they basically just go to the class names of each object and just style them, like their fonts, their margins, their paddings, so on and so forth. And here are some basic other files, like our Babel RC file, which we need because we want to convert our JSX to JS, so our browser understands it and it can create a React application. Package.json basically includes all our dependencies, so when we run npm install, we can have all of them. We just have some basic things like the name, and we have our scripts. And here's our Webpack and our known modules, and that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed my React application, and I'll launch it soon on Netlify or Heroku so that you can have an actual link to visit and try it out yourself. Thank you.